Hello and welcome back to Boom Boom Kitchen. Today we will be making apple turnovers with our own homemade puff pastry. To do that, you first start by adding 2 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of sugar,
and a half teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to process that up. Okay, and after you have combined your flour, salt, and sugar, you're going to put in chilled chunks of butter, about 4 or 5 at a time, and pulse until combined. And once you've added in about 2.5 sticks of butter, you're going to slowly, while pulsing it, add in 1 cup of very cold water. And it also might be good to add between 1/3 to 2/3 or a half cup of water, maybe not a full cup, depending on when your dough looks about like this and you can pinch it and it turns into a dough. And then you can dump your dough out onto a heavily floured work surface and start to roll it out and fold it over itself and roll it out.
And then after you have your dough kneaded, you'll roll it into a 10 by 20 inch rectangle and fold it into thirds.
And then for your apple turnover filling, you're going to chop 3 apples into uniform chunks. And then you're going to put your chopped apples and 2 tablespoons of butter in a pan and cook that until it's soft, about 4 to 6 minutes.
Okay, once our apples have cooked down, we will add half cup of sugar and 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Next, we will let that just simmer there
Till it's caramelized. And you're going to want to take your either store-bought or homemade puff pastry out of the freezer and let it thaw. And after simmering for about 3 minutes, you're going to take them off and let it cool. And you're going to want to set aside about half a cup of your apple sauce.
Whatever extra you have.
Yep, whatever extra you have, because we're going to use it to make a glaze for the turnovers.
While your apple mixture is cooling, you will want to roll your puff pastry, either store-bought or homemade, into a sheet.
And you're going to want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And once you've got your puff pastry rolled out in this beautiful shape, you're going to cut it into squares about how big?
This big.
And then you're going to want to make an egg wash out of 1 egg and 1 tablespoon water. You just want to whip that up. Whip it good. And then you're gonna put 1 spoonful per square of puff pastry of your cooled apple mix into your squares, and you're gonna take in your egg wash and brush the edges to seal it, and you're gonna flip it over and press down on the edges there. And then you're gonna use a fork, and you're just gonna push the tines onto the edges to compress down the sides of your turnovers. All right, once you've turned over all your turnovers, you're gonna wanna grease your pan heavily with butter. And then once your pan is buttered, you're gonna wanna transfer your turnovers onto the pan. And then you're gonna wanna put your turnovers in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes, and you can check them about every 10 minutes.
And now for your glaze, you will add your caramelized sugary mixture. And then add in as much powdered sugar as you need, most likely a cup. And
maybe
whisk.
more.
Maybe more.
And once you've let your apple turnovers cool a little bit, you're gonna give them some of the glaze and enjoy them.